or where it comes from, because the first thing they tell us, they don't know where it comes from. But you got so many medicines for it, aka steroids, because that's what it is. They still trying to figure it out.
Let me ask you a question. How come they never know where it comes from? For real though. Like, I don't want to get conspiracy or nothing, but I've never to this day heard the true reason why Joey is the way he is. It's never been an answer. We just don't know.
My thing is, you already know when we talking about, and we, like I said, we ain't gonna get political with it. Yeah. But when you talk about medicine and big business, I'm pretty sure they have some type of clue or form of, they know where everything comes from. They know, but autism is big business. In April, the world shines the light, Joe, right? And say go blue for our kids. But you and I, all the warriors on this platform, we go blue every day. We live this every day, right? In May, they're gonna try to cut the lights off on autism. But we cut them right back on. We live this every day. And that's why I don't like, as parents, as advocates, we have to use the word fight for services. We fight literally for services. Because what you said made sense. They love them when they're little. They love them when they're little, right? They get to the age of 16, start becoming young kings and queens. They get forgotten now.
That's right.
Because you can't tell me in the Bronx, there's not workshops in every public school. Right?
Not just in the Bronx, anywhere. I mean, in Miami, they ain't got
it. And my thing is, why? Why? Why we don't have the necessary access that we need to survive with our children? I've seen much respect for you tuning into my live today. I spoke about, I tried to do reform and change in the police academy. They're not trained or equipped to deal with our special needs kids. They can't say freeze or shine a light in our kid's face or kick down the door, and we got our special needs kids there and think that our special needs kids is going to follow something they call protocol. Come on now. Who they fooling with that? And there's too many stories going on when you seeing so many unfortunate deaths.
You know, let's keep this totally positive. But, you know, just to add to what you're saying, right? I remember the young kid who went to the store and he had the headphones on and the cops shot him and they killed him. He definitely was autistic. I don't know him. I don't know, but being a parent, when I seen that, I said to myself, this kid was probably autistic. Something didn't communicate with them right, and he died for that. And there's another form of police, city officials, anybody who has autistic family members or kids, you look great. Anybody who has autistic family members, you should speak up behind the scenes once again to everybody that works with you and be like, hey, you know, and we should have something for that. Like, you know, because, you know, anything could tick him off. I told him that one day Joey just flipped out because they was changing his medicine and he was catching seizures, and they put him in like a place for like 2 days. They Baker Act him here in Florida, and Joey never been alone his whole life. Like, I mean, never. And so we was there 6 in the morning, 10 in the at night, till they finally was like, yo, fuck, man, these people want this kid. Like, you know, like, give him the kid. Like, they you know. These ain't the ones trying to leave them. They want this kid, right? And the problem is, they don't know how to communicate, and certain things flip them out. And so that's a scary thing, especially the older they get.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell me about your daughter, your program. What do you try to do for the kids, and how you try to better the spectrum?
Well, me and my wife, Courtney's, like I said, Courtney's 10 years old now. And what we did with PuzzleLife.voice, aka big shout out to my brother, Calvin, put up your dukes. You see the gloves? I don't know if you got a chance to see the gloves, Joey.
That's dope.
Come on now. I got to sing you some. We got the Killer Mel, aka Killer Mel, woman champion. She fights in the ring with this. Team Vasquez was the first boxer to fight fully wearing autism awareness, representing his daughter. So my brother, put up your Dukes, partner up with us. We got knock the stigma out of autism because it's such a stigma, right? And my wife and I, we did Puzzle Wear Voice because it starts the conversation everywhere you go. You see me wearing this, it should be a conversation had, especially in our community. 1 out of every 56 people, 1 out of every 59 is diagnosed with special needs or on the spectrum, right, or with a disability. That means it's in your community. That means whether you live it or not, you're going to walk past it. So why not have the conversation and get educated on it? So that's what Puzzle Like That Voice is about. We're going to be in your face every day. We go to the street corners. I'm on the corners with the youngins. You got to remember, I didn't come from a home where my family was educated and had the conversation with me. So I get it when I go outside to the youth and they really don't have the information. So you can't be mad with the youth of them not really getting it because this wasn't a conversation happening in every household. So with Puzzle Like That Voice, it's a conversation that happens every day in your face. We go to every store and have the conversation. Jenny was the first store that we went and had the conversation with to make sure that our kids are accepted, which means our kids got to have a meltdown in any given moment. That don't mean you should brush us out of your restaurant, out of your clothing store, out of your supermarket. Let's have a fast track. Sit us down quicker. Get us to a fast lane and get us our merchandise quicker. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's what the whole organization is making people understand you don't have to live this journey to make a better tomorrow for us. And the biggest thing I say, Joe, and I think you can relate to this, once people hear the word or get the diagnosis, they forget about the capabilities. Focus less on the disabilities and more on the capabilities.
That's important. And the thing with Joey, right? I knew I was doing this. It took a long time. Really not. I would have talked, if I was you, I'd have talked about Joey way earlier. Me, because gangster rap, battling dudes, all this type of shit. You know, people don't give a fuck. They'll diss your kid. They'll you know. So I try to keep them as private as possible, you know, because I'm a rapper and I'm getting in shit or whatever the case may be, doesn't mean Joey got to go through that. Facts. You know what I mean? And so I'm older now. I'm the OG. And I just feel like, you know, we should talk about this. And when I was going to do this today, I said to myself, and I know that the pulse of the world, this is something that's going to go on today, tomorrow, forever. I know where the heart of hip hop is at right now is with DMX. So if I hadn't automatically planned to do this show, it would have been all about DMX because I was gone for a week. But just know we had to talk about this. And so I thought about it. I said, well, you know what? What does Joey love the most? And believe it or not, Joey loves being around people the most. Joey just loves smiling at people, getting on FaceTime. He see Uncle Rich. I'm talking to him. He be like, yeah, like he want to get on. You know what I'm saying? Like he, you know, if I FaceTime with Rich Play, I FaceTime with my brother Rich the Barber, whoever. He's like, yo, he's it. And so Joey loves people, you know. And even though he's autistic and he's a little bit different, he loves people.
God bless him, man. God bless him.
And what does your daughter love the most?
Well, right now, we're so crazy. My daughter loves music. Besides the dog, forget it. You can't touch it. But my daughter loves music. Right now, one of her meltdowns, one songs we go to is Rock With You. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. And Hector Lavoe's, I can't pronounce the song. But the thing about music, El Cante, she is the percussions and the drums to where she'll just tune out, head like this, eyes like this, and she'll just go into a different transformation. So it's something about music, and that's why I say these programs are important to have to give our kids a chance to show what they are capable of. Because like I said, in the Bronx, ain't that many places, ain't nowhere to go. I ain't gonna say ain't too many places to go, Joe. And you did one thing that me and my brother Snipe Life talk about a lot, because I go live every Thursday. I've been doing this for 8 years as far as advocating for it, right? 8 years, right? But a lot of people, like I said, sometimes they got to hear it from another voice. You know how this world is designed, right? I commend you for having the audience you have, the platform you have, and like you said, rest in peace to DMX and his family. You took the time out.
Yeah, but I don't know rest in
Let me
peace
take
to
that back. I
DMX.
see people
DMX
put
still
those
is.
messages. I don't know if those messages are real, so I'll take that back.
Yeah,
You
take
took
that
the
back.
time out to talk autism acceptance today, right? Right? You're an advocate. You took the time out to talk to 3 different parents today. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. So I commend you for doing that, because I always preach about how social media has a big impact on the youth and on a lot of adults itself. So you know how cool it is for the youth that look at you now? Now they're going to take 5 steps back and say, damn, maybe I can really figure out what, being a warrior, what it is being a warrior. Maybe I can take the time out and get with this thing about autism acceptance and join the conversation.
And so I think the gem I took from you, and I always take gems from people, is what they're capable of. Not what their disability is, but let's test their capabilities to the max. And you know what's crazy is I have a cousin, but she's more like an aunt. Her name's Elizabeth. And one day I was with her and we were sitting there and she told me, she said, Lizzie said, he's overachieved, Joey. And I said, what do you mean? She said, this guy, we was having dinner. She's like, look at him. He's calm. He smiles. He's overachieved. Like, he's done more than we even expected or gave him credit for.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
And I looked at her, and from that day, I realized, like, yes, like, this kid been through a lot, but he's still here. He still smiles. He's still focused. He's still, and he did. He overachieved.
And I want you to take this with you and remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids are the purest kids in the world. I say that to say this. Our kids don't wake up with that thing called agenda. None of our special needs kids or those on the spectrum have agendas. They just want to love. So that's why, I get a little upset when I see society rejects them, or when you say the facilities that's supposed to be clean is not clean for them. Our kids are the most genuine human beings in the world. I became a better person because of Courtney. I've learned patience because of Courtney. You can't survive this journey without patience. You can't survive this journey without love, man. So shout out to our kids, the most genuine human beings in the world, man. They don't wake up with an agenda. They don't wake up to say, I don't like you. I don't like him. I ain't feeling that. That's not how they wired.
Great thing said, my brother. How could they find out your organization, your program? Maybe they can donate, they can support. Tell them how.
Follow us here on puzzlelife.voice, puzzlelife.voice PG2 on Instagram, puzzlelife.voice PG2 on Instagram, on Facebook. And once again, all it takes is having the conversation that can lead to understanding, that can hopefully equal acceptance. That's all we asking for. And brother, thank you for this conversation. And big shout out, I don't know if you've seen it, Hall of Famer Ed Reed. You know who Ed Reed is, one of the Hall of Famer Ed Reed. And I'm gonna challenge you right now. They wanted me to do this. We got something called, I don't know if you seen Ruben Diaz do it with my daughter yesterday, Joe. We got a challenge called the hashtag, if you get a chance, it's hashtag walking in place for autism. Ed Reed got 8720. Everybody's been doing it. All you doing for 30 seconds is walking in place, jogging in place, whatever you doing for 30 seconds, using that hashtag and challenging somebody else. And what you're doing with that, we're just celebrating our loved ones, man, because we wasn't able to do the walk last year and this year, so we just walking in place for autism.
Yo, I got you, my brother, man. Nothing but love and respect, man. God bless you and your wife and your daughter.
Thank you, man.
Peace, my brother.
One.
And so there you have it. Passionate advocate, father, caring about the others in the communities. And you got to have these conversations. When I was a kid, We had a cousin, Cisa, and she was, you know, special needs, but we always loved Cisa. I said, I knew something was wrong when I was a kid, but you know, and so this been going on forever. This ain't new. Kids with Down syndrome or kids autistic or people nonverbal. This been going on forever. And what we got to do is love them and be vocal for them. And like he said, walking in line for 30 seconds just to celebrate them and acknowledge them. And in a strange way, you know, whenever I see special needs or autistic kids or people, I always like to let them know that I see them. You know, I always like to let them know I see you. You know, even if their parents, sometimes they had a rough day, they don't really give a fuck. They don't know I'm Fat Joe. They don't know nothing. But I get out the way to just be like, hey, what's up, man? Yo, what's going on? Mama, what's going on? Just to let the kids know I see you. You're not in the world by yourself. We with you. Listen, guys. Thank you. I know this was real talk. This wasn't van talk. This wasn't Hip Hop 101. But it was something that was needed. Something we really, really had to talk about because a lot of people are affected by it. A lot of people are scared to talk about this. And so it's important that I said, you know what? Let me talk about this and bring some parents on here who really live in it. Because if you have a family member or you have, this is all of us together. This ain't just the person who's autistic or special needs. It's a family thing. And all you families out there, recognize all we really have is family. So if you haven't been instrumental in your autistic person or the kid in the spectrum or the person in the spectrum, try your best, as hard as it is, to try to understand and try to support, or at least support your family member that really is fighting.